Give me some sugar. It's semi-final 2 rehearsal, day 1 at Eurovision 2021. In this video, we're going to discuss rehearsals from Austria, Poland, Moldova, Iceland and Serbia. Welcome back to my channel. Five more countries to discuss, and let's kick it off straight away with Austria. Vincent Bueno with Amen. It's a beautiful song, and as the video showed, there's a whole lot of emotion in this performance. Like many entries this year, it's very much in keeping with the design that was put through in the official video. So he's on his own. He's wearing black. On the back LED wall, it's open, but the colouring is very subdued, very dark. He begins the song at the back of the stage and he moves forward. In the first moments, all we get is a glowing white ethereal light and Vincent's side silhouette as he begins the song. Amen, I guess, and goes on. He moves from the back of the stage onto a large platform, a catwalk as it were. Costume-wise, Vincent is wearing black, but there's an incredible detail over the shoulders and down the arm and on the front of this jacket. And as is the key this year, sparkle, everything. So many sparkles in Rotterdam. As the emotion of the performance takes over, we get a move that we haven't seen at Eurovision for a while. The splay open and throw out of the arms. It really is such a contrast from what goes before it, which obviously is Stefania and all that they're trying to achieve for Greece. There isn't a lot more I can say about this, other than he was really strong vocally throughout. He was hitting his marks in the right place at the right time, and the way in which the cameras pick up on this performance, it really does come across great on TV. Vincent has beautiful vocals all the way, and no matter what happens, I think Austria should be very proud of their entry this year. From the sublime of Vincent Bueno with Amen for Austria to the altogether different of Rafał for Poland and The Ride. So what do we see in this performance from Poland? Well, like so many, they are following that video theme. In the video, it was neon, it was 80s, it was retro, and there were shades on. And all of that has now been brought to the stage in Rotterdam. Neon grids are moving all over the LED screens as the song begins. Rafał is all in black and those trademark shades are on. His backing dancers are wearing white suits with black underneath. On their hands, the backing dancers have light pads. There's a moment when Rafał grabs the Steadicam and keeps the camera very close to him as he performs. He's shaking it, perhaps trying to get across that message of we're going on a journey together and he's in the driving seat. He then spins the camera back and that kind of suggests that that ride is a bit on the bumpy side. I'm very happy to confirm that those sunglasses do not stay on. He actually takes them off. And you know, he'll feel the benefit really indoors. Mention made to the first on-stage backing vocalist that I have noticed in the last 3 days. Yes, there is one, and we can see him. Like so many entrants this year, Poland are using the walkway and the satellite stage as well as the main stage. While the 80s, the grids, the neon, the retro backdrops continue as Rafał and his dancers move from the satellite stage back to the main stage and those sunglasses go on. Poland are trying something different this time with The Ride, but will it be a gamble that will pay off? I'm really interested to know. Leave your comments below. For Moldova, it's Natalia Gordienko and Sugar. And what a video it was. The concept, the sugar, the sweets, the ice cream cones, the legs, the idea that you would take apart a person's face and it was cake to eat, rainbow cake at that. But none of that is what we're seeing on stage now. Instead, the performance has been taken in an altogether different direction. But will it be at its cost? Once more on the Rotterdam stage, pinks and a silver costume are deployed. Natalia has her very own revolving platform, which her and 4 of her backing dancers, who I believe are the same as who appear in her video, are all wearing black, but they seem to have lost their shirts. The 4 dancers leave the platform and she remains on there as the revolve continues and the camera shots continue to pick her up as it goes around. And to finish up, there's a really long note just before that last word of sugar, which she was sustaining but with her microphone at a distance. First rehearsal, we don't really need to say anything more about that. Is this what I was expecting of Moldova this year? No, it's not. Should and could it have been much more colourful and much more in keeping with the sugar theme? I think so. I'm trying to be as positive as I can on these videos, but I really do feel a bit underwhelmed after this afternoon's performance, just because of the theming and the expectation. Arguably the biggest star of Eurovision 2020 that never was Daði from Iceland, and aren't we so glad that he got the chance to represent Iceland directly this year with his new song, 10 Years. And what do they bring to the stage? Everything you had wanted them to last time, and maybe even a bit more. They're wearing the iconic green with those fantastic prints that we're all used to seeing of each and every one of their faces. The branding is so strong because we're all so familiar with them now. Here in Britain, he has a big following, and no doubt after the contest, his fan base will grow even more, regardless of the outcome. You can really see how much work they've put into this performance in terms of their positioning on stage, in terms of how they work the stage. They move forward onto the walkway and the transparent screen is used with their emojis emblazoned all over it. It's so colourful, it's so them, it's so eye-catching, it's fantastic. My 2 highlights of the performance, and I probably could have more than 2, but my 2 highlights are You're So Fascinating appearing across the big screen with a rainbow and a unicorn, which is amazing, and the instruments. So we saw last year how they had specially made prop instruments. This year they've gone a step further. Instrument carriers of the group have semicircle shaped keyboards around their necks. And of course, what do they do with those? They lift them to their waists, they all stand in together, and they create a circular keyboard that warrants the overhead shot that we get. Move over, Ovi and Paula Selling, we have a new keyboard in town. All I can say to summarise their first rehearsal is I'm so glad that they're there. They're so much fun, and I'm sure there's a place in the final for them. From Hasta la Vista Baby comes Loco Loco. It's Hurricane for Serbia. Before I talk a little bit about the performance, the main thing that I took from this is posing, fierce, and just hair, hair, hair. Their costumes are in black, as you can see from the photographs. All 3 of them have their own unique look. The glowing white backdrop really illuminates the girls, and they stand out so prominently on that stage. There are several key dance moments in the song. Moves where they sync up with each other, moves where they flick their hair at the same time. Each one of those happens in a different position and a different part of the song. Camera angles and so on were a little bit out at times, but it is just the first run of the song. Once again, the walkway and the satellite stage out front are used by Hurricane. There's also the deployment of a giant disco ball. I mean, it is massive. It gives Strictly Come Dancing a run for its money. In the first run through that I saw, there unfortunately was an incident and a fall on the satellite stage at the end of the song, but by the second time she had recovered. You never want to see that. It must have been a slip of the heel, something like that, but she was fine, thankfully. I have a soft spot for girl groups at Eurovision, and I do hope that Hurricane managed to get through to the final. Looking forward to seeing how things are changed up for their second rehearsal later this week. That's all for day 3 at Eurovision 2021. The rehearsals for semi-final 2 continue tomorrow, 8 more performances to come, and my reactions will appear here throughout the day. If you like the video, please do like, leave me a comment, let me know how I'm doing. This is all new to me, so we're going on a journey together. More Eurovision Song Contest 2021 tomorrow.